Thank you, Nikita, so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So, guys, today we have Nikita from Revo. She is the managing director of the Mauritian operation for the company. Nikita, we're super excited to have you here with us.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Let's maybe start with who you are, how you ended up Mauritius. Give us a little bit of a taste of your background.
Yeah, sure. So kind of a weird mix. My dad's African and my mom's Russian. So they met in Russia but moved to South Africa years ago. I was born in South Africa, but I moved to Mauritius when I was 4 years old. So I don't even really remember my life before then. So I would represent myself as a Mauritian. Grew up here, haven't left the island.
You speak French?
I speak French fluently. I speak Creole as well. So I completely immersed into the Mauritian culture. I mean, I have the Mauritian passport, so...
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, so I have international roots, but really consider myself as a Mauritian.
As a Mauritian.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. And how did you get into the real estate game? So what's your background?
Started quite a long time ago. My dad was a developer. So I kind of grew up in this property world around everything. So yeah, since I was like 5 years old, I've always heard of it. I wasn't actually intentionally supposed to go in it initially. It wasn't my plan. But whilst I was trying to figure out my career path, I started to work for a developer. And I really fell in love with the sales side. So I just thought, I just saw really straight away that this was for me. And
yeah.
Like it was it. I knew that it was what I was supposed to do. And yeah, and now it's been a few years now, and I'm really happy with how it's going.
That's amazing. And sort of having that perspective as someone who grew up in Mauritius, and now you've got into, like you said, you've got an international, I think, maybe mindset or background in terms of what you learned from your parents and that, but having that unique Mauritian perspective, how do you guide clients, international clients coming to the island? How do you sort of walk them through the process?
Yeah, I think my international background with the mix of the Mauritian really helps me because I know the island inside and out through different perspectives, not only on the property side, but also as a lifestyle side. So I feel like I'm more equipped to really assist a client whilst also understanding their international needs per se and seeing really what they're looking for. It really comes from the cultural aspect as well. I think, I really try my best to put myself in their position. And I think that is easier when you do have an international background. And I was fortunate enough to travel a lot growing up. So a lot of my clients, I've really seen where they live, see what their interests are. So I can really incorporate that.
You can relate to their background.
Exactly. I know where they come from most of the time. So I really can relate it into my work here. So that definitely, I was fortunate enough to do that, but that really helps a lot, I think.
Absolutely.
I realize in relating to them as well.
No, it makes sense. And so recently you've joined Revo, obviously, as the MD of that company. Give us a little bit of a background on who they are or where they're from, what they do.
So Revo is a South African company from Cape Townian owners. What I love about the company as well is it's a young team and very dynamic. So their aim as well is to bring their expertise to an end-to-end experience. So they provide everything.
That's a bit more digitally minded as well.
Exactly, more digitally minded. They really try their best to evolve on the marketing side. If you see their marketing material or our marketing material, you can see the development compared to what's on the market. So that young atmosphere really helps. And their aim, and which they're already doing in SA, which we're incorporating in Mauritius in the coming years, is that we provide every single service. So when it comes to admin, short stay management, property management, we're really gonna do our best that Revo is your only person of contact throughout the whole experience.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's really their goal, is you're only through Revo, and Revo assists you through everything.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And I think, like you mentioned, they're young and dynamic.
Yes.
How do you find Mauritius recently has had, obviously, along what they call a silver economy?
Yes.
I incorrectly said grey economy once. I got tapped over the fingers for that. So for the grey economy, the silver economy, they've been focused on that quite strongly. But recently, we've seen a big uptick in young single or young newly married couples, and also young families moving across. What's your experience been on that?
I've had a lot of actually first-time buyers recently. So also on the local market, something that we should also forget about.
Absolutely.
A lot of first-time local buyers, and who do bring a big capital, to be honest. And there is benefits, as you may know, as a first-time local buyer. You get 5 million rupees tax deductible on your sale price. So there are advantages, and I see a big influx of people coming over. I think a lot of people, look for safety and stability, especially as young families and younger people, the younger generation. I think our ultimate goal is a work and life balance.
Yeah.
And to everyone I speak to around me, when it comes to clients and friends, foreign friends who moved here, is that they haven't found anything better than the work-life balance we can find in Mauritius.
Yeah, it's combined with the stability.
Exactly, combined with the stability. I think that's something really people are looking for nowadays. And it allows them as well to be more present for their kids because of the more flexible work hours in certain companies and just the overall lifestyle that Mauritius offers.
Yeah, it's pretty unique.
Yeah, it's pretty unique at that side. I think it's a good work environment to be in, if that makes sense.
Okay. And so latching on to your recent join with Revo, so what would you say is so you've mentioned you want to be a one-stop shop, but what are your medium and long-term goals for the brand? What do you see
So I think our goal, especially now incorporating, what I really wanted to do is set aside us apart in the way of really giving the best service possible. I kind of see it as quality over quantity. We're not signing with every property that we see. We don't want to sell for the sake of selling. We really want to present projects and resales, rentals that we would personally invest in, and that's really important to me. I'm not selling or renting any property that I don't 100% believe in and I haven't 100% fact-checked for before. Mm-hmm. That's really our goal. We're not looking to mass sell just for the sake of doing it. So that was really important to me, is keeping those values and moral values that I incorporate into my personal life, into my work life. And also when it comes to quality over quantity, also we try to put 110% more effort towards clients as well. Yeah. So we really do our all, and we assist them throughout the whole process and even beyond what is expected from us, just because our aim is for them to have the most seamless transition possible. A lot of our recent clients are moving to Mauritius for the first time, so I do my absolute best, and I provide so much more support just in
There's so many concierge services almost that come along with it.
But not even at a paid fee, but we just our aim is really to assist them in organizing with catering or a car when they arrive. Yeah, exactly. School introductions, sending them referrals for golf instructors. I'm just thinking on top of our head what we've done recently. So our aim is really to go the extra mile.
To put down roots in the island.
Exactly. It's really important for me and for Revo to be there, to do our absolute best for each client, even though it's not what's not expected for us as a real estate agent per se.
It's really nice, yeah, and I think it's important for guys coming here to make that effort to integrate in the local community, to join the clubs, to join the gyms, to get involved where you can. And that's great.
No, for sure.
And so any upcoming, so I know you work with quite a few bespoke developers.
Yes.
So any current projects maybe that you're a bit excited about, or something that you find interesting?
I really like the Zuri projects.
Okay.
I really like what they represent. I think the smart cities is growing, and there's so much more to come. They've only developed 45%, if I'm correct, of what there is to develop. Of the land bank in Zuri. It's safe. It kind of provides a scope for any type of buyer. As an investor, they see amazing resale value on recent projects that they've sold off plan and they've resold. The figures are really up there. For a family, it's one of the safest residences.
One way in, one way out.
Exactly. It's one of the safest residences. So, security is, even though Mauritius is safe, security is very important to a lot of people. And I think Zuri provides that peace of mind. And as I said, an investment side, it's amazing. And because there's so much more to come, and as per the smart city rules, they have to develop their amenities, because it comes with
that work-live-play balance.
Exactly. So there's so much more amenities to come within the residence. They're already developed so much, but they have so much more to come. So purchasing now, when and it's already well developed, but in the long term, it's just going to become
Yeah.
a whole village in itself. Is really interesting as
It's exciting to see the big picture,
exactly,
the long term of that.
exactly,
Yeah.
and because it's already developed, you don't have to, you're not taking a risk because it's already working well at itself, so it can only be better.
Can only go up.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really cool. And maybe, if I don't know if you're allowed to say, but any
Yes.
upcoming launches around the corner, something we
Yeah.
should keep a lookout for, maybe a hot area to watch?
I mean, not specifically. I do think the East is going to develop more and more, in my personal opinion, the northeast coast.
So Zuri is located on
Yeah,
the northeast,
exactly.
so
But
area.
in that area, I do think we're going to see
Sort of more Roshnua, down to Anita.
exactly.
Almost, yeah.
I think we're going to see more development on that side because it's just a beautiful part of the island. As Revo, we are going to develop new services within our company next year, so there's going to be some exciting,
Okay. So
launches on that side.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, very looking forward to it for sure. But we do, I think, Mauritius is such a beautiful island and it was small, so we also really try to focus on the environmental side of it as well. And, we don't want to sell projects that have a risk of not finishing and stuff like that. So we try to also focus a lot on resales and developments that take into account an environmental, eco-friendly side of it. We try to, as a Mauritian, I also want to preserve our country as the best as possible.
Yeah.
So we do try to look at ways where...
And I think the younger demographic of buyer, it's a front of mind as well.
Exactly, that's very important to a lot of a younger demographic for sure. So we do try to also work with developers, and there are definitely a few who incorporate that, like Two Futures as well, and they incorporate a lot of eco-friendly initiatives in their projects more and more. So we do try to focus on that as well. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. And maybe, I don't know if you have one, but
yes.
maybe an amusing story or a antidote that maybe shows a little bit how the landscape has changed, or something from your early days that you found amusing.
That's a good question. I need to think about it. Can we cut at this part where?
Yeah, we'll cut.
What can I say?
It's only if you have one. No, it's only if there's something that jumps up. Yeah.
Sorry, and what kind of vibe do you think?
So, Elodie told the story of her car was down, and she had to use the workman's pickup truck.
Yeah. Okay, I might have a story actually.
Okay, so you want to cut?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay,
yeah,
I'll
perfect.
ask the question again.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
So maybe you have as you said, the landscape has changed a lot in Mauritius. Maybe you have an antidote or a funny story to share about the early days in the real estate game.
Yeah. I think it was 2 years ago now. 3 years. I just got my license, and I went to fetch clients at the hotel to bring them to. I think it was to Azuri, and we had and they were quite elderly, and we had a car accident. Nothing major. But I ended up needing to ask the police to call taxis for me so I could drop them to the development while I was figuring out everything. And I think I was never as embarrassed as I was.
As a little bumper bashing? Or?
It was nothing big, they were completely fine. But a little smash, and then just not even caring about my car, but just thinking of how am I going to get these clients to this development.
Shame.
And just organizing all of that and paying the most ridiculous and overpriced taxi I've ever paid in my life because it was at the hotel. Oh no, that was so embarrassing. I feel like I lost all my credibility.
Shame.
And I think it was actually...
And looking back, it's actually not that big.
I actually brought them to you. It was those clients.
Oh, yes, I remember.
Yeah, it was actually them.
I remember.
And I had a car accident with them a few days prior.
And you were, shame, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But then looking back, it's probably to them it was as long as they find that it's actually mine.
Exactly. And I think also being in the elderly perspective, they kind of tried taking care of me being a younger person. So it was very embarrassing.
Maybe we can flip the script for the next part. So we'll hand over to you to ask any questions you have about the mortgage-related field. So questions you have, questions your clients have, anything you really want to know, you can feel free
to perfect. I think I'm kind of thinking on the South African side, a lot of South Africans face challenges, moving their funds over to Mauritius and exchange control. Do you provide that service? And then what way can you make the process as smooth as possible for them?
So we work with a couple of forex dealers in South Africa, so absolutely happy to make an introduction on that side. our focus is more on the Mauritian side to actually take the application back of the client, so that will be their personal data, some financial information, and we go to the separate banks and we actually get some offers for the clients, present the offers to the clients, and the clients will then select the bank to go ahead with, and that's when the real work starts. So that's when we actually move it along. So it can take quite a bit of time, but we negotiate with all the different partners involved. So there's a valuator that comes out, there's the EDB, there's obviously the bank credit committee that actually has to approve. So just sort of make sure that those parts keep moving.
Okay, perfect. What do you see like with interest rates at the moment? You know, how do you see things evolving in Mauritius with the new rules set in place? How have you come around that to assist clients?
So I think you're referring to the rule change of 13 December last year.
Yes.
So 13 December 2024, government instituted a change where they said, well, now they're encouraging a bit more forex into the country. So they want buyers to purchase larger ticket items and only to finance existing properties. So if you're buying from a developer, so whether it's in a smart city or from a PDS or RS or IRS or any of these schemes, the first $750,000 towards the property's value must be paid for in cash by the client. G+2, funny enough, so for those who don't know, G+2 is a ground plus 2 development. They are not part of that, so they're actually exempt from that. So G+2, even if it's $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, you can finance up to 70% of that. Resales are excluded, as is refinancing. So you can refinance or you can take a resale and apply for a loan.
Perfect, and you assist obviously with...
We assist with all of those.
all that process.
Yeah.
So do you just assist foreigners, or are you also helping the local market?
No, absolutely. Of course, we assist anybody purchasing property in Mauritius, whether they're Mauritian citizens, residents, non-residents, expats. We assist everyone with the process. It is a bit of a hand-holding service, so it is more tailored to people who are unfamiliar with the ecosystem. But we've had a few Mauritian citizens, both sort of diaspora who are returning and local citizens who have made use of our services. So yeah, more than happy to help. Mauritian citizens and especially resident citizens qualify for higher loan-to-value ratios. So you can get 90 or even 100% as a first-time home buyer in Mauritius, as if you're a citizen.
Yes.
If you're a foreigner coming in, or maybe you're a resident non-citizen, you're looking at anywhere between 70 to 80% loan to value. The sweet spot, I think personally, is closer to 50%.
Yes.
If you aim for 50% and you have a tenant in there, or maybe it's an investment and you're looking to rent the property, that's gonna your running costs of the property and your rental income. It's got a very nice balance then.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
Yeah.
And have you seen recent issues of people having issues in receiving finances? And if they do have those issues, what are the normal, like, what do the bank normally refuse on their personal profile? I think just so buyers know what is really important for their credit score to be able to receive high loans on the island.
Yeah, that's a very good question. So Mauritius has got one rule that I think it's pretty similar to the rest of the world in everything else. There's one rule that is quite unique. It's what they term the 50% rule. So regardless of your income, the amount that you earn, your annual debt obligations cannot exceed 50% of your annual income. So if you're earning $100 for the year and you have $51 of debt, they say you can't qualify for more debt. So you could be earning $1 million a month. I mean, $500,000 a month is enough to live on.
Yes.
So you can have a higher debt to income ratio technically if your income is very large, but there's a rule in place that doesn't allow that.
Okay, perfect.
So
I think a lot of people don't actually know that.
That's the only little quirky rule, I would say.
Okay,
the rest are pretty standard. If your affordability is, I mean, if you're a high net worth individual looking to buy a luxury property, you're more than capable of doing your own affordability estimation. You know what you can afford to pay.
Yes.
And because you're putting down 30% cash, the banks are fairly comfortable giving you the loan because there's little risk for them.
I've recently heard talks about foreigners taking loans in their personal countries and then assistance in Mauritius with the property management side and the finance that you offer. Do you think that's a good solution of taking a loan in your national country?
So sure, it's something you can definitely look at. It's not something we can assist with,
Okay.
but it's still it's still a very, very real point, and it's something we do mention to some of our clients. Not all countries have got risk appetite for Mauritius. South Africa, for example, you can say with 99% confidence you probably won't get a loan for property in Mauritius from a South African bank, and if you do, it'll have tax ramifications as well that you need to consider. But when buying from apologies.
No worries.
I think buying from Germany, we had a case where the client successfully managed to get financing in their home country. Not every bank though. So it was a bit more boutique investment bank that did have risk appetite for Mauritius.
Okay. So so most of the case.
Most of the case, you're going to have to get local financing. So the local banks are more comfortable owning land in their own country, understandably. Yeah.
And you work obviously with a plethora of banks.
Yeah.
Which is amazing for clients because there's no biased opinion in who you decide to work for. And
yeah, absolutely. So we work with 7 different banks in Mauritius, all the major commercial banks, and it's really an admin service. So we present the office to the client. Sorry, man.
No, don't worry.
Sorry, Zane, you got some editing on that one. No, good. I think I swallowed a little.
Oh no.
Not mosquito, but those little.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, those are so annoying. Do you want to have some of water, maybe?
No, I'm good. Sorry, did you want some?
No, I'm fine. No, I'm fine. Don't worry.
I realised.
No, I would have asked. It's fine.
So just jump back into it, or what are we going to do?
Just start the answer.
I don't even know what my question was.
Okay, so the banks.
Okay.
So I mean, absolutely, you can get financing outside of Mauritius. So if your country's bank or the bank you deal with has got risk appetite, it's definitely something I would ask. If I'm from, especially some of the Central European countries do have risk appetites. Often the smaller, more boutique banks that will see chance for that. Southern Africa, you're going to be hard pressed. Exchange control, taxation. There's a few factors that make it unlikely that your bank will look at that for you. You're probably better off.
You're repeating, so my editing is going to be difficult. So you need to start on. We work with 7 banks.
Okay, sorry, I thought both questions.
No. The second part.
Yes, no, definitely. We work with 7 banks. So we work with, they're all either banks local banks, i.e. banks that started in Mauritius, or they are foreign banks with branches in Mauritius, such as Investec or ABSA. They are international banks who have got a presence in Mauritius. So got good relationships with them. We'll get you offers from, not all the banks will be interested in every deal. We typically get 3 to 4 offers per deal. Okay, present those to the client will work through them and then decide which bank you'd like to proceed with. Yeah.
Perfect. What do you see the interest rates like at the moment?
Hot question, something everyone wants to know. So at the moment it's anywhere between 5 and 6% in Mauritian rupees.
Okay.
Depends on project type, funny enough. Some banks like some projects more, and they'll have a lower rate on that. Client's personal risk profile, and then also deal flow. So the banks do have a bit of a pricing curve as well that they work with.
Okay, perfect.
So that is something to consider. And then in the harder currencies, your pound sterling, euros, and US dollars, you're looking a little bit closer to, let's say, 6.6, 6.7, all the way to sort of 7.3, 7.4%.
Okay.
So it's quite a bit higher.
Yes.
Obviously, these rates are floating, so
it's very hard to say.
It can come back down again. For most of our clients, we actually encourage look at the rupee. It's not a currency you're familiar with. We understand that, but take a look at that. At the moment, it's cheaper, and also it is a currency that over the long term should appreciate against the dollar. I mean, a couple of years ago it was 30.
Yes.
It's now 45, 46.
Yes.
It should, according to the basic principles of economics at least, it should continue along that trend.
No, for sure. Okay, perfect. It's very good. I think a lot of clients.
Yeah, they miss that.
Yeah, exactly. It's a big question, and seeing, as you said, Mauritian rupee options are.
Yeah, it's not something they would. A lot of our clients, the property is priced in dollars or euros, and they would just ask for that currency as financing, not knowing that they have an alternative option available to them.
And can I ask you, what is the majority, like the most buyers you personally see coming into the island who are asking for your services, the nationalities you're coming across?
So people actually assume it would be South Africans because of exchange control, and they often have a slightly lower budget than the UK, say UK or Europe. But it's not the case. I think we've found maybe 20 to 25% of the
Okay.
applicants are actually South Africans. Got a strong influx from the UK.
Mhm.
I think obviously political situation is a bit tough at the
Yes.
moment. So we've got a lot of guys coming in from the UK, Central Europe as well. We've seen a lot of clients, German-speaking clients, Austria, Switzerland, Germany itself, and then bits and pieces from all over. So we've got clients from Middle East, Far East, a couple from North America. So it's been very interesting
Yeah, it's
dealing
nice.
with
A
hearing everyone's
plethora of
story.
everything.
Yeah.
I think the dynamic is kind of changing now. I do think we're seeing, we used to see mostly only French buyers from Europe, and now we're seeing more of a mix of European buyers. I definitely see that as well. I think due to the current, economical state there and our tax benefits here in comparison,
Absolutely,
and
yeah.
which also falls into our work-life balance and lifestyle, is that
Yes.
we do have way more a more interesting tax system into place. And what's great is that Mauritius is developing so fast, I think. So 10 years ago we were at around the same tax system, but now with the increase of so many more amenities that we've seen the last 10 years, I mean, I grew up here, the place,
Unrecognizable,
it's
yeah.
unrecognizable. Everything you see around, and even when it comes to medical care, school systems, like different opportunities, there's so many more options now than there used to be. It's less secluded. Even on the cultural side, there's so many more artists coming from abroad, or
Big events happening.
exactly,
yeah.
a lot of events. So, and great Mauritian artists that are up and coming. There's so much to do, and I think a lot of people forget that, and because it's so fast pacing now, and everything is developing at such a great rate. I think a lot of foreign buyers who used to kind of see Mauritius only as a
Sleepy
beach,
holiday town. Yeah.
exactly, now they can really see themselves.
You can have a cosmopolitan life, yeah.
Exactly, you can, compared to a few years ago where it probably wasn't as much possible. So I think
Absolutely. I think it's reflective in the age group of the buyers that we're seeing coming through. Yeah.
exactly. So I think that's one of the changes we've seen in the recent.
And even affordability.
Development.
I mean, Mauritius per square meter it's miles off major hubs like New York,
Exactly.
London, Paris, Dubai. The prices are still very, very affordable, despite offering, I think, a lot of what those jurisdictions have in terms of a multicultural,
Yes.
connected financial hub.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, for sure. I think there's definitely so much advancement in that side of things.
Perfect. Well, it's going to be an interesting couple of years ahead, Nikita. Thank you so much for
I look
joining us.
forward. Thank you so much for
We
having
really
me.
appreciate it and look forward to keep working with you in the future.
Perfect.
All the best.
You too.